Hello, my name's Lindy Cowling. Welcome to my channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk. My email is info@lindycowling.co.uk. And the way to contact me for media, for sessions, appointments, inquiries, etc. would be via email, please. Title of this short video today is the soul's anchoring point, or the soul's anchor point. Now, I could have called this something else because I'm going to refer to the soul's anchor point in my language, in my way, as the soul's resting state. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So it's come to my awareness really within the last several months that as we expand into our multidimensional soul, as we expand into our multidimensional awareness, that there are, just as there are the facets of a diamond, very many aspects to us as multidimensional beings. And if I were to hold a diamond up and rotate that diamond, you would see very many facets to it, and in a way, very many reflections in it and very many faces to it. So if we think of us from the point of view as diamond consciousness, facets of a diamond consciousness, a diamond state of the multidimensional soul, as we go up in our development and up in our frequencies and vibration and awareness, and when I say go upwards, I mean go up in our consciousness by going, well, inwardly expanding, really, by inwardly expanding, you may notice different facets to you that you had not noticed before. And depending on how awake and aware you are, depending on where you are in your state of perception, awareness, the inner work that you've done on yourself, your world experience, etc., will depend on how aware you are of that anchor point of your soul and the different facets of your soul. So when I mean the different facets of your soul, you might be aware, for example, and again using examples of myself, of the shamanic part of yourself, and you might even have remembrance of shamanic experience in the multidimensional soul, or you may have remembrance of the Lemuria or Atlantis part of your soul, and you may have memory of that or just awareness of that. You may have memories of star being parts of your being, and you may have awareness or memories of that or just resonant with that, and so on and so forth. And in the course of your evolution and expansion, you may become aware of some of these aspects, all of these aspects, a few of these aspects, or just one of these aspects. But it seems to me, and this is through personal and professional experience, again, because it's an experiential channel, that you can get to a point, which I call the anchor point for the soul or resting point for the soul, where even though you are all of those things I described, so you are multidimensional, faceted, like diamond consciousness, with all these different aspects to you, that you may find that there's a preferential point for your soul to perceive the world through, to anchor your multidimensional soul through, and to exist through. And what has really struck me personally and professionally, again, so that's through my work with clients, but also personally, is that a very commonplace anchor point for people within themselves to anchor that consciousness seems to be through the shamanic aspects of their soul and the shamanic templates and the shamanic archetypes. Now, this is certainly the case for me personally, and I am seeing it in some of the clients I work with, and it's occurred quite a lot over the last month. If you ask me why the shamanic kind of preferential point for the soul to anchor its consciousness and view through, and when I say it, I mean you as a soul, or us as a soul, to anchor it through, to choose that lens at which to view the world through. Personally, I feel it's because the shamanic energy is, to me, the most grounded and connected to the planet Earth. So the most likely to help the soul anchor to planet Earth. Doesn't mean to say that if you are someone that's anchoring and perceiving the world through that way, that you're still not star being, and you're still not angelic, you're still not Lemurian, Atlantean, all these other things. It's just your preferential choice. Now, it may be that your preferential viewing point, anchor point for the soul, changes over a period of time. It may be that it doesn't stay like that. It's just for certain purposes, and then it changes after so long. But it does seem to be a phenomena that I've noticed. I've definitely noticed with me, and I've definitely noticed in clients. And the reason my gut feeling is because the shamanic energy is a very grounded energy and connected to the earth consciousness energy. One that is, let's say, easier because it is grounded. So there's not the temptation to stay out in the stars or out in la la land or so woo woo, but to bring it down and anchor it. And that seems to be the side of the soul, or the part of the soul that comes to the fore in that part of the process. Whether it stays like that after it has been anchored for so long, or whether, according to your life's experience, your life choices, your life path, that kind of like changes, like rotates like those facets of a diamond, and you view through a different lens point. And that doesn't mean to say you unanchor. Again, it just means that you are, well, it's the like rotation really, viewing the soul, or those attributes, those angelic attributes, or those other attributes, as star being attributes of you come to the fore, those galactic attributes. I mean, the elemental energy, which is connected with the earth, which is the, the fairy, the Vendicum, the little people energy. That is a very earthbound energy, and some people choose to come through that ethereal kind of energy as well, which of course is very bound with the consciousness of the earth. But I have seen more people do it through the shamanic way, but it may not be that way for you. Perhaps you are anchoring the energy in a very different way because your starting point was at a different point, your entry point to your awakening was at a different point. You may be wired in already as star being, and so you activate as star being, and you're anchoring consciousness here as star being. So it's not a hard and fast rule. Point of this video really is to say that it seems to be something that is happening, and a phenomena that is happening, and it seems to be the personal choice of the person, or the soul, or the personality, the spirit involved, what the anchor point is. Personally, I feel that according to one's will, life experience, where one is at, life choices and expansion, that can shift. So if you, let's say, consciously or even subconsciously choose as a preferential anchor point for your soul, let's say the shamanic energy, that may change after 6 months or a year or 2 years, or it could change depending on who you are around, the circumstances you're around, who you're with, as to what parts of your soul shine through, shall we say. So I'm not talking about multiple personalities here or anything like that. I'm talking about the multidimensional aspect of the soul, and what sides of your soul, you as a unified, complete being, shine through depending on what you're doing, who you're with, what's going on, accordingly. So just to reiterate, it's only going to be a short video. A phenomena that I've noticed, it's definitely the case for me and in a lot of the people I'm working with lately, is there seems to be, and I call it the resting point, but we could call it an anchor point, we could call it a preferential point for the multidimensional soul in which to view the landscape, view the world. And it isn't an either or choice, because you are all things. As a multidimensional soul, you've experienced all things, and so are you are a multitude of things. And it doesn't mean that if you are viewing through a certain lens or filter or anchoring in a certain way that you're not all of those other things as well. You're a unified, complete being. But it seems to me that I feel personally it's for the point of anchoring it and kind of living it is those more connected with the earthbound vibration kind of seem to be what is anchoring the multidimensional consciousness here as a unified state, as a unified being, as a unified soul. So only short and sweet. I didn't plan this today, very impromptu. So as always, I will love you and leave you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for resonating. I will, well, I'm already thinking around the ideas. There is going to be a change to my website coming up in the next few months, hopefully before the end of the year. There's a lot going on for me in the next few months as well, which I'll get into in probably in a later video. But I'm probably going to be doing things more along the line of more things which I haven't done before, like webinars, like classes that people can subscribe to, that kind of thing that I have not gone into via the media before. Obviously, I've done many times on a personal level, but not like this actually on a media platform before. So it doesn't mean to say that I won't still provide free content, which I always have, but it might not be to the extent I have been doing. But people can subscribe to certain webinars or seminars or whatever way I decide to take it. I think I'll take it in a few ways. We'll see. The idea, I'm playing around with the idea at this moment. I'm also contending with other things at the moment, like the potential of moving property and other things swirling around in the mix. So I've got a lot of things being juggled at the moment. So it depends. But that is something that I'm playing around with the idea of, and that is something that will take form. And I have actually been asked by quite a few people to do that. So that's giving me a nudge in that direction as well. So we'll see what way that is going to morph and what way that's, that's going to form. Have a good weekend, guys. You look after yourselves. Can't believe we're into November already. Look at that. Before you know it, it'll be Christmas. Where did that year go, hey? Thanks a lot. Loads of love. Bye.